Okay, everybody. Welcome to Chalk with Mia. I am Mia. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and I usually try to do these videos to introduce you guys to different projects that Chalk Couture has or different things that you can do with Chalk Couture. So if you haven't seen one of my videos before, I'll go through a small little intro, and then if you have, hopefully you'll see this new project that I'm going to do. I'm kind of excited about it. There's so many new transfers out, and ones that I haven't had a chance to use. And so I'm just super excited to try new projects all the time. So Chalk Couture is a chalk-based paste, okay? And they have a lot of different colors, and they actually just came out with an ink. I won't go into that now. I'll explain it when I get my shipment in, which I just got notification it's been shipped, so I'm so excited. But anyways, it's chalk-based. So basically that means if you do a project, and let's say I'm gonna do this one, and I decide 2 months from now that I don't want this anymore, I want something different, I can take a disinfectant wipe and clean it off and put a whole new project on here. But if I do like it, and most of the time I sell these in a little store called Twisted Art and Driver. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Twisted Art and Driver, I will spray it with polyurethane and seal it, so then that way it won't get messed up if it gets a little spritz of Windex or something on it. Okay, so usually to do these projects, what I have is I have a tin full of water here because we need to put the transfers and any of the squeegees and stuff in it because you don't want the paste to dry on the transfers. I have these little squeegees, and they come, I don't have the full size, but they usually come this size, and I cut them in half and even sometimes in half again because the space is different for each transfer, and sometimes I don't need that big space, and I have some bigger ones too, but for this project these 3 are about all I'll need. I also have these makeup applicators that I got off of Amazon. Oops, sorry. And they're plastic, and what I love about them is I can use them for the project, put them in my tin of water, and then clean them, and I'm not wasting anything. So that's fantastic. So the project I'm doing tonight is this. I am so excited. So Hive Rules, Be Humble and Kind. I just love that. So I'm going to keep it, and as if you guys know, so I've already set my transfer here. I don't really measure a whole lot, and that's the one good thing I love about Chalk Couture is for people like me who tend to be a little bit more creative and artsy, if I don't like it, I can clean it off and redo it. The other thing that I like is that you can be creative, and I can mix and match colors, which I'm going to do on this project. So I'm super excited. So let's get started. So the 3 colors that I am going to use for this project is the black paste, the Schoolbus yellow, which is a very pretty yellow, and white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the bee first, and I am going to use all 3 of the colors with him. So we can actually mix and match our colors, which is wonderful. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my black paste, and I also have disinfectant wipes and paper towels ready just in case I make a little bit of mess or I have to clean anything up. Either way. Oops, I dropped a little bit. Okay. So these stirs are great because the paste sometimes gets settled and you need to stir it. And when you're stirring it, if it's not the consistency of like yogurt, then you need to add a little bit of water to it. And some people have spritzers that they use, which I do have, or I'll just take my spatula, get a little bit of water, and dump it in. But I would say be a little cautious in how much water you put in it because you don't want it too liquidy. So this I think is okay. And as you guys can see, there's a little bit of droop to it. It might be a little thick. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of water. A little thick, so I'm going to add just a little bit of water, but you want it to be the consistency of yogurt. Okay, so I think we're okay. So what I was planning on doing with my transfer is I'm going to do the top part black and maybe a little bit around the edges and a little bit in the middle. And then I'm going to dab the yellow and the white in there too. So let's also get those ready. Oops. Now these containers are 2-ounce containers. They are coming out with 3-ounce containers, which is nice. They look small and truthfully they are small, but the product lasts quite a while, because what you're gonna see me do is you put a lot on. I'm pretty generous when I put it on my project, but you take all of the excess and you put it right back in the container, which is great. That's why I love these little spatulas too, because it helps me, you know, literally just slide it right on back into the container. So that one I added just a little bit of water as well. And now the white. We'll get all these ready. Ooh, this one has a lot of crusties. I didn't clean that one off very well. So the other good thing is because it's chalk based, it cleans really easily. So the paste doesn't stick to my kitchen table here. Okay, this one is really great. I mean, you can kind of see there's a lot, and it's kind of moving a little bit, kind of like a snail, but it does have some movement to it. So I'm not going to add anything to this one. So there are different techniques to blending colors, and I've done this several times, and I just kind of go with a creative artistic approach, and there really is no method to my madness. So the one thing we want to do first is we take one of these squeegees and we pull from the middle and work our way out on the transfer we're working on. And the reason is we want to get all the air bubbles out of the transfer. And really don't worry about the teal places, just the part where the white is, where the ink's going to go through. So these transfers are a little bit different than the transfers or stencils that you buy in the store. They're more like screen printing stencils. So they have a mesh in between, which helps with bleeding. So then you don't get, you know, the paste bleeding into different areas, which is really nice. So you want to make sure you get those air bubbles out so that you don't get that, because those air bubbles will form little pockets and cause that to happen. Okay, so my method is I'm going to do this top section in the black because I want his little antennae. Is that how you say it? Antenna, whatever it is, in all black. Okay. And then what I typically do is I just put a little bit of dab in the areas that I want the black. Okay. And then, and I can actually go ahead and squeegee the antennae, because, so what you want to do is you are going to run your squeegee, and I'll do this, eventually I'll get it set up so that I don't have to do it this way, but you want to do your squeegee and you run it across the area and take off any excess, okay? Now I'm going to start to move a little quickly because we don't want the paste to dry. If it does, it tends to get a little splotchy. So I'm now getting the Schoolbus yellow, and I want him to be a lot of yellow. So I am taking this and putting yellow everywhere. And you can be all over this transfer, even if it's on the parts that aren't going to be used. That's okay, because we're going to clean it and it won't really matter. So I'm going to take some white and dab it in here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more yellow. I don't think I got enough because we want him mostly yellow. Okay, so then this is kind of the fun part, and it's a little bit like a science experiment. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You just hope it's going to be beautiful. So for the people who really like to have, everything set and known, I'm sorry, you might just want to use a primary single color. But for me, now this one, because I'm blending the colors, I'm not going to put the excess back into the container. Normally, if this was just all one color, I would take any of the excess that's on my squeegee and put it right back in. But I'm not going to do that. In fact, I'm going to use my handy dandy paper towel to clean off my squeegee. And I was using the big end side, the opposite side, to help me get this across. But now I can use this soft side, and I'm going to just pull off the excess, and then we're going to pull up the transfer, and easy peasy, it is done. And I've, you know, my one of my team members, in fact, my mentor, she explains it in a sense that if you can butter bread, then you can do this. And she's absolutely right. It's the best analogy I think I've heard. So, all right, I am going to pull off, and hopefully it looks pretty. Pull off this transfer. Oh, he does have black and yellow. Okay, so he is supposed to be thin in different areas, because as you guys can see from this transfer, oops, okay, see, oh, it's hard to see. I'll flip it over so you can see this side. The blue parts, there's no transfer color going through. It's simply where you can see through, where the mesh is. So as you can see from here, and I put that transfer in the water so the paste doesn't get too dry, as you can see, that's exactly what happened here. And I do have kind of a big blotch of black over there, but I think that's fine. I think that's kind of what makes it fun. So my bee is done, and oh, he's so cute. Okay, so I see where I got a little bit, can't tell if that's, yep, paste. Okay, so I got a little bit of extra paste at the top, so I'm going to take a Clorox wipe, and I'll show you guys how this works. This is why I love this product. Okay, can you guys see, oops, I'm working opposite, that right there? I take a disinfectant wipe, and it can be generic, doesn't have to be a name brand. I'm going to take that disinfectant wipe, go across the area, and now you guys can see it's gone. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the rest in black, because I have a white background, and if you guys have seen my projects before, I tend to go simple. I mean, I do some extravagant things on occasion, but I think simple is better sometimes, and so that's how I tend to roll. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean. Remember when I opened up the white one, I said, ooh, there's a lot of crusties. That's because I didn't clean off the container before I closed it last time. So we want to make sure that they're nice and clean and closed. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the white, and I'm going to take all the excess and put it right back in the jar. So like I was saying earlier, these are small, but because you're putting stuff back in, it really lasts quite a while. But they are coming out with 3-ounce containers. I don't know what made them do that. Maybe a lot of requests from designers. I don't know. But depending on how much you use of the color, you know, as people ask, well, how long do they last you? Well, it really all depends on how many projects you're doing, to be honest with you. So I tend to use white and black a lot. So they obviously go a little bit faster than other colors. So I'm going to put those aside. And now I still have my black. And I'm just going to do another little stir. I'm going to put that other squeegee in here too. Okay. Ooh, all these crusties. Okay, so I've got the black, and I'm stirring it up. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top part first, and I'm being pretty generous, like I said, with the paste. And then I'm going to pull it across the area, trying not to get it on the project where I don't want it off the transfer. But like I said earlier, if I do, that's okay. And look at all that excess. I'm literally just pouring it right back into the container. So if I do go over the edge with this, that's okay. Not a big deal. I can just clean it right up. But the black black and red tend to have a very strong pigment, so it takes a little bit more effort to clean those areas than some of the other colors. And I did go off. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up a little corner, and I always want to pull from the middle. Hive rules. That's great. All right, so I'm going to put the little corner piece here in my disinfectant. Probably should get another one, but all right, see, so I'm cleaning up this area and you can see I've streaked it. Actually, I'm going to get a new disinfectant wipe because after cleaning those containers that got pretty, oh, these are really, have a lot of stuff in them. Hey, but it helps and it works. Because there's a lot of extra juice, I'm going to use a paper towel to clean it up. Okay, so as you guys can see, no longer do I have blackness. All right. So now I'm going to do the humble and kind part, and I'm going to do that in black as well. So like I said, when in doubt, keep it simple, and it will always look good. That's my philosophy. I don't know. Keeping it simple. Okay. So again, there is no right or wrong way in working with the transfer when you're pulling the squeegee across. You can go up and down, left and right, whatever direction you want. It's not like staining wood that you can see the streaks in the different directions. So really it's, you know, whatever you like to do. And right now I'm now just getting the excess off. So you really just want that thin layer. Now you want to make sure you've covered your area, but you just want a thin layer of that paste. And I'll show you guys what I mean. Just want to make sure I've covered. Hopefully, and like I said, if it doesn't work, then you know what I do. I clean it off and I start over. So I don't know if you guys can see. It's a pretty thin layer. I do have a little bit of gunk up here. You can see. So I could clean that off, get that off, put that back in the jar. All right, here we go. Here's the reveal. So, humble and kind. I love that. What a cute little message. Okay, so we've been on film for 17 minutes now. And as you guys can see, and I've been, you know, talking the whole time and kind of giving you a little bit of background information. So if I had not been doing all of this, I probably could have done this project, you know, maybe 15 minutes total, because I did have to decide what I wanted to do and the placement of it and all that. Get my husband's opinion because he actually has really good taste when it comes to this stuff. So anyways, here we go. Hive rules. Be humble and kind. Love it. So this one is going to get a polyurethane spray on it. It's going to go into the shop in Driver at Twisted Art and More, and I'm going to sell it. If you guys have any questions about Chalk Couture, or you want to have a private party, I hold them at Twisted Art. I also have classes at Twisted Art. If you go to our website, twistedartandmore.com, or our Facebook page, Twisted Art and More, you will see the classes listed. I'm getting ready to post my next class. I think it's going to be March 24th. I'm going to try to start doing some themes. I think that would be good. Sometimes I do free-for-alls where I just open up my inventory and let you guys just create and have a good time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I think March 24th is going to be my next class. And if you guys are like me and you just can't get over the product and you just can't stop watching it, and you're interested in becoming an independent designer, now is the time. They have just revamped their starter kit. It's $99 to get started, and you get $230 worth of product, and then it's $20 a month. And you can run the company, I call it the company because it's your business, any way you want. You just have to spend $150 every quarter, every 3 months. So not too bad. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And I'm a pretty laid back person. I don't like pressuring people. So just want to throw it out there. If you are interested, this is Chalk with Mia with Chalk Couture. And you can find me on Facebook, Chalk with Mia. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram, all Chalk with Mia. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you again. Bye.